This is American Roundtable. I am Al Spry for Will Strickler. We're going to be having a conversation with him in just a few minutes, but first a special treat. We have an author here. She's a local author. Her name is Carolyn Lipshutz. She's written a book about the Civil War from a teenager's perspective for teenagers. A very nice book and a nice concept. Carolyn, welcome to American Roundtable on Tough TV. Very nice to see you. Absolutely. Now, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you ended up writing this book, which is called The Grand Illusion.
I come from Illinois. I've come from Illinois, and my girls, when they were in junior high, I noticed that they were studying history of the Civil War, but they weren't knowing anything about the women. And then I happened to read an article in our local newspaper, Timely, that talked about a man who went back to his ancestral home, went through things that he knew he was going to find something from the Civil War because he had an uncle. But all the letters sent home were signed, "Your loving daughter." And then she used her soldier name.
Because women didn't fight, and they weren't even in the military back then. Or
People
in any
wouldn't even
capacity,
think
except,
of
I think,
women.
except nurses, I believe.
Right.
But
And these women were nurses and soldiers and spies.
and spies too.
Yes. And the book tries to take everybody and put them all into one conglomerate character, which is actually true. There's nothing made up as far as her timeline. She follows the 48th Pennsylvania all the way through the war.
So this is about a young girl who wanted to. It's a composite, like you said, character. So meaning a few different. This happened. You said how many times? This was quite
There's
prevalent,
over
right?
400 now. When I started writing the book, there was maybe 10 women, but now you can go online and find out there's 400 women that they believe dressed up as men.
So when you were starting this book, and it's interesting, the World Wide Web's just turning 30 this year. But
yeah.
so before they had that, they had the Dewey Decimal System. You go down to your local library,
I would come home with tons of books.
and so from 10 who you thought there were, it turned out to be 400. Did that blow your mind or what? 'Cause that's a lot.
It really helped me edit when I started re-editing
Yeah,
2 years
it
ago.
gave you more stories,
Right.
right? So what do you hope young people will get out of this?
What I'm really hoping is that young girls now will see an identity that they can share and see that we were women warriors even back in the Civil War. There were women taking different roles, not saying I'm not going to stick to this one, but I can choose what's right for me, and then standing up for what's right and what they believe in.
You know what? It's worth it if you're an educator watching this, or if you just want to find out more about Civil War from a teenager's perspective. If you're a teenager, it's a relatable character. You go pick up The Grand Illusion. Carolyn Lipshutz, thank you so much for your interview here. It basically, you hit it the nail on the head. I think people should check it out. It's a great way to learn history and have fun and with some real characters and interesting. If you like history and Civil War history, I'd recommend it. What's the website to pick a copy?
Thegrandillusion.net, and you'll find out about the whole book and be able to look at Amazon or Barnes & Noble and take a look inside.
All right, thegrandillusion.net. Very easy to remember. And thank you so much, Carolyn.
Thank you so much.
It's a great book. If you have any interest whatsoever in history and finding out about really true stories of women fighting as male soldiers, then you want to pick up The Grand Illusion. This is Al Spry, and Will Strickler will be joining me next right here on the American Roundtable on TV 38. Welcome back to the American Roundtable. Interesting conversation with Carolyn Lipshutz, wasn't it, Will?
She studied the subject for a very long time, Al. So
20 years.
She's like an expert on it.
This book is 20 years in the making. I encourage you to pick up a copy. It is The Grand Illusion, Our Young Girl's Journey to Fight in the Civil War. And it is by our friend Carolyn Lipshutz. Go to thegrandillusion.net. Find a copy of that. Also, if you want to find out more about American Roundtable, we encourage you to check us out on Facebook. We have a Facebook page that's 100% interactive. And you can find that out at facebook.com/USA Roundtable. You can put American Roundtable into your search, or just go to facebook.com/USA Roundtable. Well, let's dive on in. This is a disturbing story, just about how even when you have it all, you want to, try to do unethical things to to get things done, and how he can bite you in the rear. These are fun stories to do because, as you know, I strive to do the right thing, and I know you do too. So,
Well, let's talk about them, Al.
Hollywood celebs are accused in a college admission scam. This coming, it's a nationwide biggest college admissions bribery case in the history of the Department of Justice, and it involves actually a couple of Hollywood celebs. Actresses Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin are among those accused of participating in this scandal. And here's kind of how it worked. The parents used shady tactics, including bribes, made-ups, sports histories, entrance exam cheating, where they have someone else go in to take the exam in your name and stuff like that, so that they can get their kids accepted into top colleges. In other words, they want to buy places for their kids through bribery. Not so nice. And this is an indictment unsealed in Boston. The schools themselves are not accused of any wrongdoing. This was in the giving the information to the schools and manipulating the information. Huffman, who's married to William H. Macy, another good actor, is best known for her role on Desperate Housewives, and Loughlin for her role on Full House. About 50 people are accused, including college coaches and business executives. Your thoughts?
Well, let's keep in mind now, this is an accusation. And you know me, I like to see fact.
Right.
Accusations of this, accusations with Jesse Smollett, accusations with collusion. So, we can make comments on these accusations
innocent
when the
until
facts come out.
innocent until proven guilty,
Right,
of course.
but I think that if this does prove to be true,
Right.
that it goes to show you people with money, that they can buy favors in any business or in this event.
You sound a little upset about that.
Well, I think that we can't live with our head in the clouds thinking this has never happened before, and this is the only situation. This is probably going on for decades.
Biblical times.
Yeah, if you have the money, then you can get your way.
Like you wanted to get your son, Jonathan into the best gladiator school, so you had to pay off the gladiator judges and whatever,
Yeah, we go
stuff
back
like
that
that.
far, but my son, he could earn his way on the basketball team, so that's not a problem. But but this is all about power.
That's awesome.
Power corrupts.
Yeah.
Money. People always willing to take the easy way out by getting paid. I mean, this one guy made how many millions of
They
dollars?
say that he actually made $25 million from
$25
this
million for being a middleman and working a scam.
and working his scam. Yeah. And then all of them found guilty will be complicit in that scam, complicit in something.
Let's
So
talk about that for a second.
yeah.
What will probably happen, because they're people with money, they'll make a deal. So they may not have to serve a sentence that a regular middle class person would have to do.
Right.
That they, because of their money, because of their power, they'll get a different system benefit than most people do. So we'll see how that shakes out.
You mean a different level of justice?
Yeah, there's two justice systems. So if you have money and power, then it's going to be easier for you if you pay the bucks, because you can afford the better attorneys.
You think that's going on a widespread level?
Oh yeah. If you can afford a better attorney, then deals are being made, and you're not using an attorney that is given to you by the state.
This is American Roundtable. We'll have more on this scandal and other stories right after this. Welcome to the American Roundtable. Of course, I'm Al Spry.
Bill Strickler.
We're happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us every Sunday morning. We appreciate the opportunity to bring you some interesting content. It's never boring here in American Roundtable land. I have some news for you, Bill. As you know, I'm also a well-known and respected real estate professional here in Central Florida when I'm not broadcasting, and I was awarded a very prestigious award last year, and I just wanted to thank the folks for doing that for me.
And you were actually in the Orlando paper.
I was, yes,
they're kind of like making you famous now.
Rookie of the Year for 2018. So thank you all. If you want to find out more about me, go to alspry.com, and you can check out some other stuff that I do. So let's get back to this college admissions scam. Like you said, where's the ethical? These are people who people look up to. These are celebrities and actresses. What kind of message do you think it sends?
Well, let's look at that for a second. You
Yeah.
have great PR people and you have great marketing people.
Right.
So you have people that actually have management control
Mm-hmm.
that will keep their image clean so they can get more gigs, they can go on TV, and they can make more money. I mean, it's...
You mean the spinners? They'll spin
Right,
people
they
around
can
the
spin
story.
it.
Yeah.
So here you are, parents that are cutting corners, and the kids probably don't know what happened.
They don't even tell them. They wouldn't tell the kids.
How-
They're unethical people anyway.
And they get in. So it just goes to show our society, and like I said, it's been going on for hundreds and thousands of years, that if you have the money, if you got the power, then you can make things happen.
Do you remember the show The Sopranos? It
Yep.
was on about 15, 20 years ago, okay? There's an episode where the mom, who's the wife of the Godfather, and her son, her daughter, wants to go to Columbia. So she goes to this well-respected professor's business and says, here's a ricotta pie. Please write my daughter a recommendation letter. And she says no, so she basically strong-armed her. This is the same thing. Strong-armed her into writing a recommendation
Yeah,
letter.
leaving a horse's head in the guy's bed.
It's
I mean,
kind of
that's all
interesting
that
how.
too.
So these guys are not. Felicity Huff is not much more different than an Anthony Soprano or something like that.
Well-
they're using. They might think they're good people, but this is
Well,
not good.
The numbers that I'm saying is she spent they were able to trace $15,000, and the other lady spent at least 500,000 on one kid, maybe 500 on
Yeah,
two.
here's the scoop on that. The allegations against Felicity Huffman say they taped calls between the 56-year-old actress and a cooperating witness about an alleged SAT scam. A chosen proctor was reportedly sent to West Hollywood and allegedly allowed the teen to have extra time and change her incorrect answers. The allegations against Laughlin, she allegedly paid $500,000 to get her daughter recruited for a rowing team. Her husband, Massimo Giannulli, was also charged. However, now Felicity Huffman's husband, William H. Macy, was not charged.
You know nothing.
Probably didn't know a darn thing that all this was going on. So, which is not good for their relationship, obviously. And there's other parents, too. The AP lists executives like the law firm co-chair
So-
Gordon Kaplan, marketing company CEO Jane Buckingham, packaging company founder Gregory Abbott of New York, and finance CEO Manuel Enriquez of Palo Alto.
So if somebody comes to you and say, I have a deal you can't refuse, I can
Right.
get your kid into Yale, then you better be like Trump in Korea and just walk away from the deal.
Got to walk away.
Because sooner or later, it's going to catch up to you. It's almost in today's society with today's technology, there's nothing that you can do that sooner or later doesn't come back. You're going to cheat on your wife? Figure, okay, all right, I'm cool. 5, 10, 20 years from now, it comes back.
Yep.
I mean, there's things, it's things out in the universe that's going to come back and get you. So and I go back
But
to
that's not
saying-
the only reason not to do it. Don't do it because it's not the right thing to do. We got to get
Go
away
back
from
to
this
the-
because you'll
Go
get
back to the
punished.
10 Commandments.
Just do it because it's not the right. It's the right thing to do.
Right.
When you do things that are not the right thing to do, you only actually hurt yourself. You actually create a pathway into the dark side.
I saw a saying, and I'm not sure who said it. It said, do the right thing and bear the consequences.
That's
so
it.
Do the right thing.
But consequences can be good consequences. This is American Roundtable. Find out more about us on Facebook at facebook.com/USA Roundtable. We're so happy to be here on TV 38 in Orlando. Welcome back to American Roundtable. Anatomy of a scam, right? Here's the anatomy of a scam, like this one that we've been talking about. So this guy named William Rick Singer, this guy pled guilty on all charges. In other words, they had him so dead to rights that he couldn't even plea out.
But then it's going to be the way that they work it. He pleads, and if he will turn everybody else in, so he's helping.
Right. He's probably turned in to help the prosecution then.
Right.
Because it says he admitted full responsibility in federal court, pleaded guilty to charges that could send him to prison for up to 65 years.
A long time, Al.
William Rick Singer, he pled guilty to racketeering conspiracy, money laundering, tax conspiracy, and obstruction of justice. Just a few charges. Jeez. Wow. He described how he created a side door to get the offspring of the rich into elite colleges. Singer 58 said he had been a cooperating witness to the FBI
Aha.
and had helped bring down his own enterprise by wearing a wire.
There you go.
So that's what he did.
That's what
He
he did.
basically turned on everybody and said, here, you know. In recorded conversations with parents played in court, Singer described how getting into college on your own was the front door, making large donations to institutions was the expensive back door, and his way, which including bribing coaches, cheating on exams, was a reliable side door. Prosecutors say Singer and his company called The Key received at least $25 million from parents. Quote, he is very remorseful for getting into this mess, which translates to he's really, really upset that he got caught. That's what that translates to. Lawyer Donald Heller told NBC, he said Singer had been in the college prep business for 25 years.
25 years.
And the sad thing is he didn't prep Trump kids because he probably would have gotten a pardon. That's what the lawyer said. What is he bringing Trump in? What's that have to do with Trump? New York Times has a list of dozens of parents and coaches charged so far. So that's that scandal.
You know, that brings up the point. You know, some kids actually earn getting into certain colleges and universities.
Mm-hmm.
They earn it. And there's nothing wrong with society earning what they get instead of just being given a handout.
Well, and heads have rolled at these schools. Stanford University fired head sailing coach John Vandermoor just before he pleaded guilty to racketeering conspiracy in the case. University of Southern California fired senior associate athletic director Donna Heinel and water polo coach Jovan Vavic, both of whom were charged in the scheme. University of California, Los Angeles, and Wake Forest University have also placed employees on leave in wake of the scandal. And William H. Macy attended Huffman's first court hearing Tuesday, but the judge said she could be released on a $250,000 bond, and Macy has not been charged. Laughlin's husband was arrested Tuesday, but Laughlin has not yet been. She was flying to L.A. and was expected then to surrender. The couple's daughter, YouTube star Olivia Jade, apologized Tuesday for a video last year in which she said she was only interested in attending college for the parties. How messed up is this family?
Just goes to show you, it doesn't matter how much money you have, that you're going to be unhappy with or without money. Yes, it's better to have money and be unhappy. At least that gives you opportunity to get out of it. There's no guarantee on happiness.
And how about a Dick's Nicks? No more hunting rifles, ammo at 125 of the Dick's Sporting Goods stores. They said they'll stop selling hunting rifles and ammunition, and more than 100 of its stores, replacing the gear with merchandise it would believe will sell better at those locations. This is per the AP. CEO Edward Stack saying the move comes after the sporting goods retailer replaced hunting merchandise in 10 of its stores last year in the third quarter. Those stores then posting strong sales and profit margin numbers in the fourth. Now, would you say something like this, since this is about 1/6 of their stores would be in areas that would be considered more politically left-leaning? We'll have to check the map on that, but probably so, I would say, right?
Well, right, because they probably catching more heat about it, but what is the real motivation here? What is it that they're trying to accomplish? What is taking legal rifles and ammo out of the hands of legal people buying them, when if you want to stop crime in Chicago, then you got to get the illegal guns off the street. I mean, just taking this away, this to me is kind of like very plastic and lightweight. I don't see what difference it's going to make.
You mean for those stores? Depends on where they put them. If you're putting them in politically liberal areas who are anti-gun, they're going to be like, hey, look how great Dick's Sporting Goods is. They got rid of the guns. If you're keeping the other ones in where you service all types, left and right, then you'll do your business like you always have. They're trying to cater to areas of the country, it sounds like. I would be very surprised if any of these 125 stores were in, say, Birmingham, Alabama, or Atlanta, Georgia, or somewhere like that, or
right.
Or even Florida, because we like our guns in Florida. And here's the thing: I think that I have a nuanced opinion on this subject.
No, tell me about it.
Okay, I am a pro-gun guy. I own weapons. Okay, I protect my freedom. It's my Second Amendment right. At the same time, I believe our culture is too enmeshed in a gun culture. Everything with guns on TV and movies, in video games, people shooting each other, solving problems with weapons. I don't think that that's a great idea. I don't think that just because you're allowing guns, you need to also have this gun culture that's been created in
So
society.
you're more of a love guy.
Well, yeah, I am a love guy, but I like my guns. I want to be
You're
able
more
to
of a
protect
love guy.
myself.
No,
I just prefer that people solve problems in other ways instead of always showing violent heads getting blown up and all
John
that.
Lennon got
That's all.
into trouble for give peace a chance. That it just seems like that human nature around the world, it's almost like violence and killing people. And how do you really correct that? Taking guns away from
No,
people?
not by taking guns away, by changing the media landscape so media isn't showing these images to kids when they're impressionable. So
Yeah,
video
what
game
movies
companies
sell?
don't produce.
I mean, you're
Of
talking
course
about-
they sell, but why don't we change the culture so that that's looked upon negatively, and maybe making love to somebody is looking at more positively instead of the other way around, because making love is natural. Shooting someone in the head is not natural. So if we just take our culture and just step it back a little bit from all this violence, I think we're going to see some very good things happen out of that. And then the issue won't be about owning guns. It'll be about why are we creating such a violent society?
Well, there's so much hate going on.
Well, we got to
now.
stop the hate.
And you hate people just because they're the person, not because of their policies, but just because of hate.
I think hate is a poison. Someone told me that once. Some
I
wise
think
person.
I told you that once,
Yeah.
more than once.
Yeah.
Hate
And,
is a poison.
so say I dislike something. Don't use the H word. The H word is even worse than the F word.
Because it lets chemicals out in your body.
We don't need those chemicals.
We
I
don't
like just putting out my love chemicals. That's all. My love chemicals.
That's what I'm saying.
It's American Roundtable on TV 38. We'll have more for you right after this.